So, hello, you all welcome in this meeting debrief as we'll be talking about some of the concepts that were included in the report in this, and I'll mainly focus on the three terms which are trade barriers, exchange rate, and imports and exports. So, trade barriers are government restrictions put or placed to manage the international trade, and exchange rate is the value of a currency on purpose of its conversion in another. And imports are goods that come from foreign countries entering the local country, and the export is the opposite. Is these are the products that the country sells out in one or more countries. So we were asked, or in this video I'll include how these concepts affect the global business. So let me start with the trade barriers. If there is a lot of restrictions on the international trade, this affects the trade internationally. Like, for example, if maybe USA is restricting Rwanda from selling its coffee to US, this will affect the business of coffee in Rwanda, because maybe the coffee sellers will lose the customers, as well as maybe for those who will sell it will be imposed high taxes. The same case if, for example, the Ugandan products are restricted in Rwanda, those who will be able to have those few products from Uganda to Rwanda will be imposed or will be charged high taxes, and this will immediately cause a rise of prices, which may also lead to inflation or any other economic change, and the business will be affected. So now for trade barriers, if we go to exchange rate, as exchange rate is the value of the currency in terms of another. If maybe the exchange rate of maybe Rwandan francs is high, let me tell you an example. If the one USD is maybe 950 in Rwandan francs, that would be good. But when it becomes high and becomes maybe 1000 Rwandan francs, it means the goods that will be imported from USA to Rwanda will be of high prices, because the value of the dollar in terms of Rwandan francs has been raised very high. So if maybe Acme will be operating some of the countries that we were given, maybe include China. If maybe the exchange rate of one USD in Chinese yuan is at high level, this will affect the business of Acme, because they'll be selling at high prices, which might cause them to lose their customers because of high prices. And if it's low, it's an advantage, because they sell much. If you sell much, you earn more profit. So I'm going to lastly talk about the imports and the exports. So imports are the goods, of course, that the country brings inside in it from other countries. So these affect the global business in this way. So for example, if the world has just become or turned into a global village, so if countries are importing different products, this eases the trade or eases the international trade between countries themselves. If, for example, USA is importing raw materials from Rwanda, they'll be able to get those raw materials and then ensures the production process. If the production is speeding up, this will affect the business. This will raise up the economy, because there will be a lot of goods to sell, of course. And for the exports, if a country is exporting, maybe if Rwanda is exporting coffee and tea in China, they'll be able to generate income from China. So this will affect the business in Rwanda, but also the business globally, because maybe Chinese can also export that coffee to other countries. So in terms of Acme Widget Company, if Acme will be operating in China or any other country, and then they'll be able to export. Producing goods in China doesn't mean they have to sell them only in China. They might sell them in other countries, maybe like Vietnam. So if it will be exporting goods to Vietnam, it will be generating income. Or if it will be importing raw materials from US of A, to China where the business is being operated. This will boost up the economy of China where the investor is placed, or also boost up the income gap from those products. Uh, Mainly, these are the terms that I had to talk about in this video. Summing up, I can remind you I talked about the trade barriers, I talked about the exchange rate, as well as the imports and the exports, and how they affect business globally, and as well as how may how this may affect Acme Widget Company. Thank you for attending this meeting. We hope to see each other soon.